Will the VA reduce your disability rating if you file a new claim or file an appeal or claim for an increase or something like that? This is a question I get asked a lot because a lot of veterans feel like the VA is not on their side. And if they do one of those things, the VA is going to reduce their rating in some other disability, basically punish them for filing a new claim. So what's the answer? Will the VA actually do this? Will they reduce one rating if you file a new claim? The short answer is no, or at least not because you filed the new claim. If you do file a new claim or appeal or whatever, the VA is going to have to go through your file. And if while they're going through your file, they find something that makes them think one of your disabilities has gotten better, they might start the process to reduce that disability, or I should say the rating associated with that disability. But that's a wholly separate process. And that's going to happen independently of whatever appeal or new claim you filed that you're currently working on. Okay, so why do I think these reductions are unlikely? Well, in the first case, I don't see very many of them. Now, in some ways, that's not fair. I see a very small percentage of all VA disability claims. It's definitely not a statistically significant or relevant sample, but what I see from veterans that contact me does inform my own gut level feel on these things. So you can take that for what it's worth. The second reason is that as much as we like to bag on the VA raters are swamped. They are incredibly backlogged. I mean, we all know that, but each individual rater has so much work on their plate to get through. I think it's highly unlikely that they are going to just go through somebody's file in a vindictive way just to see if they might be able to find something that would allow them to start a reduction process. Okay, the third reason why I think this is unlikely is that if the VA thinks one of your disabilities is going to get better, they've probably already flagged it. And by that, I mean, they put a mark in your file that we need to give this person a new CMP exam for this disability, I don't know, a year and a half down the road, or something like that. So they've already tagged it in some way, shape, or form. And I'll put a link below to the VA's adjudication manual where you can read more in depth on their process for doing that if you are so inclined. So what can you do about these potential reductions? Well, the first thing you should know is that there's not a lot you can do to prevent the VA from doing it. But there are some things you can do to, number one, figure out how likely it is that the VA might try it. And second, get some advance warning that the VA is actually going to try it. The first thing to do is go through every decision that you have, starting with the most recent and working backwards. And also look at the code sheets that should come in that big packet that's your decision letter. And what you're looking for in the decisions in the code sheet is for anything where the VA says your disability is either static or permanent. Now, I'm not going to get into all the ins and outs of what static and permanent mean and how they relate to reductions and the reductions process. There is a lot to talk about there. But what I want you to understand right now is that if the VA has determined that your disability is either static or permanent, it means the VA has concluded it's not likely to improve, and essentially they're not going to reduce that disability. Although I have to say, the lawyer in me is making me say that there are exceptions to everything. Now, the second thing to do is watch for an unexpected CMP exam. And what I mean by that is if you've got a disability that's been settled for a while, at least a year, let's say, or in any case, if you don't have an active appeal, if you've not asked the VA to do anything with that disability in a while and there's no outstanding decision, and then out of the blue, the VA sends you a letter saying you're going to have a CMP exam about that condition, that's a red flag. That means the VA has decided that they want to see if that disability has gotten better. And so they are going to get an exam to see if it's gotten better. And if it has, they're very likely going to start the process to reduce that rating. So what do? That's probably the subject of another video, but just real quick, start gathering all your medical records you have related to that disability. And that's especially important if those records are outside of the VA system. The other thing you should do is start writing a lay statement and ask friends and family and coworkers and bosses to write lay statements, maybe not literally everyone, but just the relevant people for that disability. For these lay statements, what you need is people to talk about how that disability affects your life today. Those are the things to start working on when you think one of these reductions is coming. All right, I'm going to stop this video here for now. I have barely scratched the surface for reductions, and I do have more videos in the future planned about the process and some more detail on what you can do to fight these things. So in any case, I hope you found this video helpful. And if you'd like me to help you with your disability claims, you can reach out to me through the links below. I'm Al Walsh, a veteran who likes to help other veterans. Thanks for watching.